Hey guys, coffee with Katharyne. Kind of an early one just because, well, the sun was starting to go down and I felt inspired. So I wanted to hurry and make a video before it got dark so I could sit out here with my coffee and talk to you all. Which is kind of what this video is about in a kind of weird meta way. So, when I was little, I was like one of those kids that wanted to talk about everything. If I had a problem, I always needed to talk about it. I remember one night. So I have a very kind grandmother. She lived with me in California for a while. At the moment, she's living back in England with her daughter, who's my aunt. And I miss her so much because she's been like all my life. She's been like my person to talk to, apart from my boyfriend, obviously. But she's just always had words of wisdom, or at least has listened to whatever has been troubling me or whatever ideas I've had, and she's always had something to add or give to me. And I remember when I was little, I used to, I feel like I was plagued with guilt as a child. Like, if any little thing went wrong, I was like, oh, I feel awful about this, I need to talk about it. And I remember one night, I was so stressed out because I had, like, a roll of sellotape, like, I guess you call it scotch tape, and one day I had split it in two, and I felt so bad about this. I hadn't told anyone, and for some reason it really bothered me that I had split this roll of sellotape. And I was like, Granny, can I talk to you about this thing? And she was like, of course. And then I told her all about it, and she was like, you're fine, it's not a big deal, it's not a big problem. And she's pretty much, she did that all my life, pretty much. Whether it was like a small problem, like a roll of sellotape, or whether it was like a big problem, like divorce and all the moving to America and all the big things that go with things like that. And I think she taught me a very valuable lesson in talking about your problems and not letting them kind of just fester in your head. And I'm still kind of one of those people that if I'm thinking about something, or I've got a problem to solve, or I'm stuck with a problem, that talking about it always seems to shed some light. It doesn't really matter, sort of, I don't know, it's interesting. And I think that might be one of the reasons I really enjoy doing YouTube videos, spreecasting, having Facebook groups. I really like talking to people. I really like hearing what people have to say back. And, like, on the whole, like 99.999% of the time, it's an amazing experience. Most people are really nice. And just everyone has their own insight and their own wisdom. So it's like when I ask about something or say something, I'm always amazed by the comments that come back, because a huge amount of the time, there's things I never thought of, there's options I hadn't considered, and I put a post up today in my Facebook group, and I said, guys, I would like to make friends outside the reseller community. Because I saw something happening. A lot of people have stumbled upon my treasure hunting page, or on my YouTube videos about selling on Amazon, on eBay, and there's several people have come and said, look, I've already lost a lot of money. I spent a lot of money going to this talk or on this scheme, and I'm not going to mention any names, but there are a lot of courses about selling on Amazon that cost literally thousands of dollars. Or hundreds of dollars, and then they try and upsell you to thousands of dollars. When the point is, you can learn the basics for absolutely free. If you don't believe me, go watch my Introduction to FBA video, which I'm sure will come up as a suggestion somewhere. As of now, I haven't really made much money from doing this. I do have my coaching group. I do some coaching. And I get maybe, I don't know, a little bit from YouTube, from adverts. But it's not a big money-making thing. I hope at one point I might have books and things like that out there. But that's not really why I was driven to do this. And it's not really what drives me now. Because I make my money doing the Amazon and doing those sort of things, which is cool. where was I? I was talking about, okay, so I put out a post on my Facebook group. And I said, okay, I know I reach a lot of people in the reseller community, and I know we're kind of all in a lot of the same groups and talking to the same people. And I would love to meet people outside of that community, whether I do like interviews with them, whether I talk to people in real life. And I love talking to people in real life. I'm trying to arrange a meetup in San Diego at the moment, so I can talk with people in real life. It was funny. I said to my boyfriend this morning, I said, I want to do more talking. I like talking. I want to do more of it. He goes, yeah, that's all you do. Oh, he might have had a point. But anyway, I felt it was kind of a step forward. Say, okay, you know what? This is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about how can I reach more people and tell them how fun treasure hunting is. And I feel like there's something that can help people with treasure hunting. I've talked about my story before and how it was just kind of a chance conversation that led me to selling on eBay, and it came at a time when I really, really needed to do that because I was absolutely broke. I had to pay the rent, I had 3 children, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And someone suggested selling on eBay, and that kind of saved my life. And then I learnt about Amazon, thanks to Chris Green, and it spiraled. And I know there are a lot of other people out there that need that. They just need to see that sign somewhere. And I kind of want to put that sign out there and say, hey, this is an option. You don't have to spend all your money on like work at home schemes or work from home schemes. And you certainly don't need to drop $1,000 or $2,000 on some crazy like conference or course or scheme or plan or whatever you're going to call it. You don't need to do that. You can make money doing this with information that is very freely available or very cheap or at least reasonable, but don't get suckered. And the reason why is because I think there's a lot of people, the people that get targeted are the people that really are desperate and really need that $2,000. So I digress because this coffee with Katharyne isn't really about that. But it is about putting something out there. Like, I was thinking about this. I was thinking, how can I reach people? So I decided I'd put a post in my group and literally ask people that. Put it out on the internet. Hey guys, I want to make friends outside of this community. Who do you suggest? Is there anyone I can talk to? Is there anyone I can interview? This really awesome conversation happened about abundance, about how much room there is for other people to come to reselling. And I thought that was really cool. And I have a few thoughts on this. I think it's really easy to be afraid of asking a question or putting something out there. If you have an idea, it's really easy to guard that idea and be like, oh, I don't want to share my idea. Someone might steal it. Someone might do something with it. Someone might laugh at it. And I get laughed at a fair amount of the time. Not when I'm doing things that are funny, but just in general. But I think there's a lot of fear sometimes in putting an idea out there. And I think there's a lot of fear about asking for help and saying, I want to do this thing. And there's a lot of fear about admitting to wanting something. It's like wanting something is kind of a taboo. But you know what? If you can actually identify something you want, like, hey, I want to go and talk to some more people. I want to speak. I want to do these things. If you identify that want, that's actually awesome. That means you're kind of on the path to your goals, to your big picture goals. The next thing, if you can voice that want and not be afraid of it or be embarrassed by it or be ashamed of it, you're like even on a second path. Like, hey, I want to do this thing. I want to talk to people. That's pretty cool. And it's scary. And there will be people who will be mean about it. There will be people who will laugh at it. Most people are nice. Most people are nice. And not only that, wisdom comes from other people. Like, you will never know everything Like, you always need other people to give you suggestions, to give you their experience, to share with you, and the more you share, the more comes back to you. And that is totally why I have this abundance idea. Because since I started doing videos, since I started talking with people, I realized it's just like sharing creates. Like, it's not a problem shared, it's a problem halved, but I don't know, an idea shared is like an idea doubled or tripled or whatever. It's a good thing. So, my coffee with Katharyne today is put something out to the universe. Because you never know what'll happen. And it's probably going to be a better outcome than you could hope for or that you are thinking of. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if someone's negative about it, because voicing your want, finding your want, identifying your want, voicing your want, are all just like huge steps forward towards getting your want. Okay, put it out there in the universe. What are you going to put out there today? Love you all. Have a good coffee. Bye.